What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what's moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid's down 2.19%, 1214 the low, 1255 the high, and 4.2 million shares being traded, 9.7 is the average. So fairly low volume all in all. Today, no news from Lucid, no SEC filings. Yesterday, they did put out this news, just saying that they are participating tomorrow, December the 10th, at the 53rd annual NASDAQ conference. This is going to be held in association with Morgan Stanley. So interesting timing, especially Morgan Stanley actually downgraded them down to $10 from $30 yesterday. So kind of interesting. So I think there's a lot of expectations that Lucid's going to announce something big. I saw a lot of people posting about it on social media. In my opinion, I don't think that they will announce anything crazy. They might allude to where they're at for production wise to, again, hit their 18,000 because that's what the market cares about. Last fireside chat, you did have 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 mentioning that they are doing very well for production. So didn't really allude to yes or no, but I feel like that was more of a hint at that they're going to hit it. So we'll have to wait and see how that does play out. But this one we do have Mark, not technically 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧. So we'll have to wait and see how Mark does. But nonetheless, today you're seeing the market somewhat mixed. And it's because we did actually have good data. So we had ADP employment, the weekly, coming in at 4,700. Previous was negative 13,000. And then we did have both September and October's JOLT numbers. Both came in phenomenal. This is good. Market's kind of moving higher because of this, or at least algorithmic trading. Not so much in Lucid's case. I think Lucid's getting suppressed, and that's because of its technicals. But going into tomorrow, we do now have a 87.4% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. So in general, should make for a hell of a lot of volatility tomorrow. So for whatever reason, if we don't get a cut, anticipate a lot of negative volatility. Aside from that, though, there really hasn't been that much posted. Looks like the Lucid Motors Middle East did post this. So good stuff. We already generally knew about that. And out of the two, like Lucid Motors Middle East versus Lucid Motors, 10 out of 10, I would prefer like Lucid Middle East, whoever's managing their social media, just take hold of everything. I actually do hate Lucid Motors, just their actual social media. I don't understand what the whole purpose is. Like, I don't know who their actual target audience is because they just post random dog pictures sometimes, just random owners. And I get it. You want to give maybe a shout out to someone buying a Gravity or something like that, but there's no catalyst. Like, this is more of a catalyst than anything Lucid puts out, despite technically the incorrect spelling of Lucid, but that might also be because of Twitter and Elon. But nonetheless, this is something that I think it's good expansion, especially in that general area, getting a stronger foothold. But I think Lucid, again, really needs to step up their game for social media and just marketing in general. The only other thing that came out was more of a just awareness, and this was posted by TrendSpider, and it just said Lucid added millions of new shares. It forgot to add new buyers. So I just wanted to again bring this up because this is a massive slap in the face. We were told in September that because of the whole reverse stock split, it was going to add a whole new rush of buyers. And it really brainwashed a lot of the crazy bulls that, hey, you know what? We're going to get everyone and their dog now to buy Lucid. Lucid's going to go up to $100 because of the reverse stock split. That is just absolute craziness. So this is why, again, I know I'm not the most hype individual, but I at least tell you the honest truth. Because yeah, anyone saying that you were going to see a short squeeze because of the reverse stock split, or even technically that institutions were going to buy, I think they're just trying to pump Lucid up because yeah, Lucid has been diluting a significant amount, and whether you agree to it or not, the most recent notes will result in significant dilution. And even based on the latest 13 Fs, we do see institutions increased their position 4.69%, that's quarter over quarter. But one thing that a lot of people are not really telling you is under the institution section, you do have the PIF. So we already know the PIF did increase their position. That's where making up that increase of 4.69%. And so it's very interesting. And plus you can tell that there is a lot of dilution because strategic entities quarter over quarter went up. You had retail, aka or other, aka retail going up, and then institutions. All three logically can't go up quarter over quarter unless there's dilution happening. And so yeah, I think in general institutions just they want performance. They don't care about the stock price so much. The only ones that could not buy Lucid when it was a penny stock was pretty much pension funds, and as well you can't buy anything on margin. So I think in general the real truth was that Uber, for whatever reason, wanted Lucid to be considered a normal stock, not a penny stock, and then that is how they would invest. Doesn't logically make sense whatsoever because like Uber had absolutely no loyalty because they've been posting that they're pretty much going to partner with anyone who pretty much makes vehicles, which is rather comical. So I still stand by my comments that whoever pointed out, whether that be Mark or Tafik or someone else, maybe it was Eric Bach, that's why he was kind of fired, but whoever pointed out that Lucid needed to do a reverse stock split just needs to be like fired, hands down. That 1,000,000% is the worst decision that Lucid has ever done. And Peter kind of made some very interesting things. So I just wanted to point this out, that institutions aren't really buying. Even today, we see 4 transactions on the secondary market, all of which are sells. So algorithmic trading is really moving the broader market quite significantly. But if you actually look at a lot of the data behind the scenes, it goes to show that big money is not really buying. On the dark pool, these are some of the transactions being done today, which is rather quiet. Dark pool is often enough used by hedge funds as well as shorts. Shorts at the time of doing this video, they're increasing about 8,000 shares. Nothing too significant. 14.65% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 45.03 million shares overall being shorted. You can kind of see at the peak, it looks like shorts were increasing around 600,000 shares, but still nothing too active. And so I still really like Lucid. Don't get me wrong. When I'm complaining about Lucid, it's more linked to management and their decisions. I really like the product. And this is why I do really also stick by my comments that 2026, we will see a merger, most likely between Lucid and Polestar, both of which kind of have very crappy management, mind you. But Polestar wants to get a stronger foothold in the States. They already have the global infrastructure to kind of ship, and they're very efficient at that. Lucid has amazing technology. I still really feel that there is going to be that level of partnership that does come in 2026 or possibly early 2027. But yeah, definitely something does need to change with Lucid. But looking at the options, we're seeing 204,000 in calls, 1.8 million in puts, and 47% of all the options being done so far are bullish in nature. Bulls are feeling that between 1250 and 13 is on the table, which we're pretty much there right now, so not much upside. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 1150 to 12. So despite us potentially getting a 25 basis point cut tomorrow, looks like the options isn't really that bullish. But aside from that, with it right now at 1252, it is trading between this S1 and this S2, so 1224 and then 1267 is going to be the next strong support and target. So it does look like Lucid's recovering a little bit right now, but still over the last 5 days it has not been doing great. So over the last 5 days it is down 9.18%. So as I mentioned, I think something really does need to change ASAP with Lucid. Aside from all that fun stuff on the actual chart, it is now below that 10-day moving average for 2 consecutive days. So shows that momentum has really just left the building, unfortunately. And it's really sad because Lucid actually had some pretty good momentum here. I thought it was going to really continue to move higher, but this day right here, Friday, December the 5th, completely just obliterated all of Lucid's kind of momentum, regrettably. But even looking at the market position, you don't see that much willing buyers today. A lot more willing sellers, especially in the close $13 and sub. So I think it could go either way. If we don't get a cut, then anticipate 12, potentially even less. If we do get a cut, then maybe a retest of that 10-day moving average, which is roughly around that 13.16. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Are you satisfied with it? do you think that, like, what do you think will change Lucid in the short term, aside from them hitting their 18,000 target? What do you think the next big catalyst is? So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.